All right. It's April 12th, 2012. Grass Valley, California, in my home studio. Heavy rain outside on the deck. Not just on the deck, but everywhere. The deck is intercepting a certain proportion of it. And I'm sitting here talking to you with the aim of introducing you to a series of little painting talks I'm going to give on YouTube about painting. And they're called Everything I Know, subject to verification. There's kind of an inside joke. I'm not sure if it's a joke or not, but it is inside, and I'm going to tell you about it, just so you get the background of the jest. I wrote a book last year called Everything I Know About Death, subject to verification. The joke being, of course, that a person could say a lot, anything they wish about dying or what's going to happen to you after you die or rebirth or anything like that. And there is only really one way to know for sure whether it's right or not. And we're all going to do that. We're all going to, all of our ideas about what happens to us and what our lives mean and what they are in that larger context are going to be tested, verified, changed, challenged by the experience we have when we die. Which almost happened to me. That's why I wrote the book. I had a bacterial brain infection, 1998. It has a little to do with painting, I guess, because I'd started painting just a few months before this event happened in spring of 1998. And I had premonitions of dying, actually. It's in my journal. You can look it up. And my paintings were all of the house where I lived, with these dark and foreboding and scary skies and settings and stuff like that. So, and when I came out of the hospital, I didn't feel like the same person, and I wasn't sure that I was still going to be able to paint at all, because it took a while for that vivifying, for that spirit, the spirit of painting that's in me to come back. Partly it was just strength. I was too weak to hold a painting brush for a long time. So anyway, this painting here, which I did last night, has a variety of themes. By accident, I didn't do this, to teach class the next day or something like that. But it does have a lot of symbolic elements that appear again and again in my paintings and my books, for that matter. Black dog, portent or assistant or guide to the death process. And then the mysterious girl with the checked shift or dress on, which I haven't filled in the white part of the print. Pink shoes. Pink shoes been around for a long time. Chairs. Empty chairs, kind of, the meaning of life and stuff like that. Blue food. This is a first, where the blue food is being served to the dog. That's that dog's bowl, which I haven't finished painting yet. And this here, which I'm going to have to finish the details, and you can't tell what that all it is, but that's a harlequin with a hat with the three things on it, with balls on it. And those symbolize many things in various religions, but the 3 is a very important number. And he's got checked pants on and pink shoes, and he's walking away purposefully into the distance. And then here's a ruined city, perhaps, in the far distance. And then there's a black sun. Often makes an appearance in the moon, and then flowers. I actually wrote a book called Revolution of Flowers, which I'm going to turn into a video show someday, soon, I hope. But this is like the March of the Flowers. There's a line of them, like the perspective showing the clay pots getting bigger and bigger, and the flowers getting bigger until right here. So it's kind of a road. It's like the flower road. The path is often in my stories, because the path being the one that we're on from here to there, from there to there. There's only one place we are, though, ever, and it's right where we are now, in the moment. It's so hard to remember that, because I have a teleological bent, like we're going somewhere. And I think it's very important to do certain things to prepare to go there and stuff. But on the other hand, all the wisdom and the smart fellas and women that I've met said, be in the moment. I'm struggling with the tension between those two ideas all the time. I mean, it's not a bad struggle, it's a good struggle. It's the kind of thing you need to work out, experience, and think about, like one of my favorite stories, whether it's true or not, I still love it, I'm not sure if it was Sir Isaac Newton or Albert Einstein. It doesn't really matter. Just one of those really, really smart guys, you know, like the one that was on a completely different level, even from the other scientists, not just from us ordinary thinking people. And somebody asked this individual, let's say it's Sir Isaac Newton or Albert Einstein, like, how did you figure all this stuff out? And our protagonist says, I thought about these things deeply for a long time. And I think that's the recipe for success. And we're just, most of us, just too fucking lazy to really do it. And we think about it, oh, I'm going to start next week, but we just, and then we die. And then we think, oh, fuck. You know, I should have done all that stuff. Now I know that the whole lifetime, you know, that I thought was so serious while I was in it was nothing more than like a badly produced high school play with like cardboard characters being moved around on the stage and everybody, you know, there's no one in the theater. You know, it's really kind of pathetic what we put up with, what we accept. When we could be getting a real life, we accept a substitute, you know? And the ads always say it, accept no substitute. And yet it's our habit. It's deeply ingrained. You know, it's nothing we should feel guilty about or ashamed. Crying out loud. It's just the way we're built. That's what we do. So I've strayed a little bit away from the painting thing, but my paintings are about these ideas and thoughts. And so I think that even though my editor may disagree, it's all fair game. It's in the mix. So death and dying, getting ready. I mean, it's a big deal for me lately. I can't stop thinking about how badly I'm doing in the job of preparing and the job of doing my job, whatever that is. And it may seem cruel, but I hope you're experiencing the same thing, because I think there's nothing more important. You know, Plato, I think was the guy who said an unexamined life is not worth living. And that, I think you go to the deeper meaning of just like, you know, writing a journal and stuff like that. I mean, really, you know, like knowing what your life is, examining it to that extent. Otherwise, you're just playing a part. You know, Shakespeare said it. But we're not limited to that. You know, we can go beyond that. We can go into the depths and be real. But unfortunately, it's almost impossible, it seems, for most of us to achieve that for more than a few moments. I had a lot of help by almost dying. It really does help. It really resets you, gives you some perspective, and you see things in a completely different way. Even though I've backslid tremendously in all my bad habits, it's still with me and still guides me. All right, all for now. This is Doug Truth signing out from Subject to Verification.